Brandy Crosby with Unshakable Presence here. I did promise Mary would make her debut on my last video, and I forgot to pull her up so you guys can see her cute, precious self. So she is my little colleague. She is going to hang out down there on the carpet because she loves hanging out with mommy. But welcome to Unshakable Presence. This video is all about what to say no to. And Mary's going to be a very good listener. She hears that word sometimes and she's getting pretty good at obeying. Okay. Now, no. This is something that you may be surprised by these answers. The first thing to say no to is suffering. Say no to suffering. What? Well, of course, but I can't do that. Okay. Well, maybe you just don't know how. I came across an individual named Byron Katie, and I have been following her work, and she calls it The Work. Feel free to look her up. She's a beautiful soul, and I got tons of clarity when I started practicing the work. And the work is all about your thoughts lie to you. And if you believe your thoughts, they cause suffering. And so there's 4 steps, and they're kind of steps of meditation. But meditation to me had always meant hum, and then my brain goes, okay, shh, shh, everything that comes that way, smack it. Or like, okay, I'm gonna watch it fly across my brain and then it'll go somewhere. And that's what meditation meant to me. But something that is very important to me is I like to have signposts. I like to have anchors. What can I anchor my thoughts in to help move things? And so the work provides 4 anchors, and I'm going to share those with you now. The first thing is think of something that makes you upset. Think about a person and a situation. And think about that moment and what was happening. And ask yourself this question: is it true? Okay, is this true? So, for example, I did some illustrations and I've worked, 50, 60 hours on these illustrations, and we've gone back to the drawing board twice. And then this week, a new person came into the fold, and this was supposed to be the time to determine the colors, right? Like just to do the final things. And because this was the first time this person had stepped in, this was the first time that this person has gotten to see the illustrations. And so what happened is this person's like, nope, we got to start over. We got to do everything. And so I'm like, oh, and so I had an emotional reaction. Right? I'm super busy. I don't have time to do these again. What is this person doing? And so I got to kind of sit with this in the work and say, okay, this person doesn't respect me. We'll take that as something, because that's a universal feeling. And I got to think about it, and I was like, well, is this true that this person doesn't respect me? And I was like, well, no, that's not true. Otherwise, they wouldn't have asked me to do these very important illustrations, right? And so I go down. So, okay, it's not true. The next step, how do you really make sure that I've got it here? Okay, can you absolutely know that it's true? Okay, so with this situation, like I fairly quickly got to the understanding. But if I hadn't gotten to the understanding, I was like, well, she doesn't respect me. Is that absolutely true? Right? And then at one of these steps, I can like, well, no, it's not absolutely true because I'm beginning to see it from her perspective. Or, I mean, being able to kind of see it outside of myself. The third thing is, how do you react when you believe the thought? How do you react when you believe the thought? So for me, if I feel like she doesn't respect me, I'm suffering. Okay? And who am I? This is the fourth step. Who am I without the thought? Okay, who am I without the thought? So if the thought is, this person doesn't respect me, well, and that thought is just completely removed, then I am loved. I am universal. We're connected. We are in this together. And when I have removed that thought, my suffering is gone. Okay. Feel free to look up Byron Katie on her website. She has some beautiful videos on YouTube. She's got some worksheets. She kind of talks through this. But we've got to say no to suffering. Our world right now is very much like a toddler. He did this to me. She did this to me. Well, they're different. We disagree. Okay, agree to disagree. Okay, we're suffering. It's not good. Okay. The second piece in what to say no to are some things chemically, because I love science. Okay. So I'm just going to name this, say no to bad chemicals. Okay, that's kind of a funny way to say that, but our body runs off of all of these different processes. All right, got Mrs. Bark McGee out. Now the daughter is babysitting her. Okay, let's keep going. What do I mean by bad chemicals? Okay, one, what we eat, right? We got to be careful with what we eat, but everybody's kind of individual on those things. I'm talking about something a little bit more universal. Okay, dopamine. Dopamine is the chemical that helps us be motivated. It helps us push through things. And our body's kind of sensitive whenever it comes to dopamine. So I'm going to draw a chart here. Okay. And with our dopamine level, our body prefers this range here. So our body is always trying to keep it in balance. But we tend to, in our society, have so many things that give us dopamine hits. Dopamine hits. Things like junk food, YouTube all the time, video games. You could just Google what causes dopamine and you will see tons of things, and take an inventory of the things that you typically do. And when we engage in these dopamine activities, and I will say for me, I love sweets. That's kind of a thing, right? And whenever I eat sweets, my dopamine does this. Whee! But then something happens. Our body, because it doesn't like being out of this area, it tanks our dopamine. Okay, and then we go down here before we can come back up. Okay, this is a dopamine depletion. Okay, and so it acts as a seesaw. Anytime we have an up, it's going to cause a down. Our body doesn't say, oh, we'll just balance it a little bit. It's okay, right? That's not how it works. And so Anytime that we are doing these things, and this is the kicker for us, it takes our bodies 1 to 3 days to recover. You can't even see that. Let me write it up here. 1 to 3 days to recover from a dopamine hit. So if you are not feeling motivated, if you are not doing the things that you feel God put on your heart is what you're called to do, if you are not moving forward kind of in service to others, could it relate to your dopamine habits? Okay. So pay attention to these things. These are really important tools for us as we learn how to get inside of our bodies and become present. One, we want to stop the suffering. Like just be here and now. You know, that's where the peace is. So be here and now. Learn how to work through those thoughts, to fully be in love and compassion. Okay? So say no to suffering, and then say no to bad chemicals. Say no to doing those things that your body will naturally react badly to. I believe each and every one of us are called to do big things. And this is why I'm doing this YouTube/podcast, is people don't know how to think through their suffering. People don't know what to do to help their bodies stabilize. Please take notes, write them down, think about these every day. Okay? And when we are in this place right here, and when we are not suffering, then we're naturally doing things out of service. We're naturally getting up, cleaning the house. We're naturally getting up, doing the laundry, doing that yard work, doing the much needed repairs on the home, or refreshing the things on the home. These things, even taking care of the smallest things, like those who are responsible with little, God will bless you with more. Okay? Start here and then walk in those steps. All right. God bless. I hope this has been helpful for you all. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.